MiniWarGaming's Beat the Cooler Bat Rap!
Move into part 2 and Wood Elf turn 3, with my War Dancers getting ready to charge in, and my Dryads getting ready to charge in, and my Treekin getting ready to charge in. And I'm pretty sure that's about it. So, those are where my charges are going. First off, we go with the War Dancers, who easily make that charge. The Dryads, who then try and charge the Ghouls. And they need to roll like a 5, which they make. So the Dryads are in there fighting the Ghouls now. 1, 2, and 3. I think there's 9 survivors at this point, so I'm kind of badly outnumbered, but the Dryads haven't let me down yet, so hopefully they'll be okay against this larger group of poison attack monsters. And then, of course, my Treekin charged Boxcars into the Carnwraiths, because all of the Wood Elf tree creatures, like Treemen, Treekin, and Dryads, have magical attacks. So they're able to fight them without much trouble. My Riders get back up onto their base and get ready to move, and they basically move and then shift and then end up putting themselves just past his front arc, so he can't charge me with his vampire Vargulfs. Like, that's where they're standing. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a wobbly base here, but I make a solution to that by putting a cap underneath so that they can stand up on that hill without much trouble. My Glade Guard move forward. No real reason other than I wanted to get a little bit closer for my Wizard so she could start casting spells to help out the Dryads and the Treekin who are at the far end of the board. But that's really what the only reason is why I got closer over there. Then my Warhawk Riders, who are not charging anything, and I was really at a loss of what I wanted to do with these guys. Because if I move forward, well, they'll get killed. But anyway, I give up and I move my General over because he's going to start taking more pot shots at the Carnwraiths. And then I've got my Way Watchers, who continue to run around in the back and slowly are creeping up on the zombies because I want to start poking shots into his vampire unit. At least if I can try and soften them up a little bit. I may not be able to kill them, but at least I can do some damage. And then my Warhawk Riders, they fly off to the side, lining themselves up for more shots into the Vargulfs. Hopefully we can kill 1 or 2 of them, make it that much harder, because they are going to flank me. It's pretty much a guarantee. But I might as well at least weaken them before they do so. So moving into the magic phase, and I get a whopping 8 power dice. Pretty high power dice for all of us in this game. He does channel twice though, so he's got 7 to my 8. First thing I do is Earthblood once again. He lets me have it, which means that my Treeman gets to heal a wound, so he's back up to full. Which, unfortunately, he had forgotten that happens when you cast a life spell, so very disappointed about that. From there, I go on and cast Regrowth on my Dryads, because I really want to get those Dryads back. That'd be great for me. So I'm deciding how many power dice. It goes off, barely. Once again, I'm rolling. It was like 4 I rolled. It was basically spot on. But he did do his Dispel Scroll to stop it, and then I turn off Curse of Years, but I end up failing by... Oh no, that's what happened. I failed to cast Regrowth, and then I couldn't Dispel Curse of Years because I couldn't use my Wizard, so I was actually just rolled too small to be able to stop it. So it was like a double whammy there, where I didn't get my guys back, and I wasn't able to get that spell off of my Dryads, which kills another 3 of them, which is definitely upsetting. So now we're attacking the Carnwraiths with my Treekin, because I actually forgot my shooting phase this turn. Yeah, I know, right? How can a Wood Elf forget that they have the shooting phase? But my Treekin attack, and they do tons of hits, tons of wounds, basically kill everything but the one Banshee who's in there. All the Carnwraiths get wiped out. So I think they have 2 wounds each, that's why. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. And then the Banshee does get to attack back. Hitting on a 4, and it hits, and wounding on a 5. Nope. And because of combat resolution, she crumbles after I do my stomp, which actually kills her first. And so now they get a free reform. Now I was debating here, do I face the Vargulfs and get ready to get charged in the back? But he could just choose not to and fly past me, and then I'd be stuck. Or do I turn around and help the Dryads fighting the Ghouls? So I decided I'd face my back to the Vargulfs, let them charge me, hopefully I'll survive, and that way I can charge in and help the Dryads if they survive. The Dryads attack, swinging away at the Ghouls. They kill like 5 or 6 of them right away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the ghouls all get to attack back, and they've got tons of attacks, and they are poisoned attacks, so it's a kind of a double whammy in what's going to be killing me here. So he gets like 4 wounds off the bat, and then 5s to wound on his other attack, so he gets 5 wounds, 6 wounds, but I have a 5 up, and I make 4 out of 6. So only 2 of my dryads go down, so I win combat by like 4, and that's that for them. My war dancers decide they're all going to take an extra attack, so they have tons of attacks, tons of hits, and a bunch of wounds because they're strength 4 on the charge. And he fails 4 of those, 5 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Definitely nice to see. His White King now attacks my Tree Man. He gets 3 hits and then 6s to wound. Nope, but he gets to reroll the wound. And he does get 1. 5 plus? Nope. And I do not get my... I don't get my save against it, my ward save, because it is a magic weapon. So I rolled it, but I don't actually deserve it because it's not the way it works. Attacking back with a Tree Man, he gets 2 hits, 2 wounds. 2 of those little undead guys get squished. Now, he's putting 6 attacks on the Tree Man, and then like 12 attacks on the other guys. So first on the Tree Man, he hits him 5 times, 4s to wound, reroll the wound, and he gets 4 wounds. 6 plus, I make the first one, and then 5 plus. Bam, I only take 1 wound. And now he attacks against my war dancers, and he gets tons of attacks here, hitting them a bunch of times, wounding them on 2s, re-rolling. So he does 5 wounds there, and I almost took him off, but then I remembered that I have my 6-up ward save. So I start taking them off, and then, oh, I'll take my 5 6-ups, which I fail all of them. So 5 more war dancers go down. And I'm starting to think it might have been a bad call to send the war dancers in to try and help out the Tree Man. But Stomp starts again. I get 4 hits, and 3 more get crushed. So 3 more, and then he loses combat by 1 and loses yet another guy. Vampire turn begins. He's charging in the Spirit Hosts against my War Dancers, and then he charges into the back. His Vargulfs against my Treekin. So basically comes down, can those Treekin hold off the Vargulfs? And I think they can. So we'll see how that goes. The Skeletons, they just kind of move up, getting ready to support wherever they're needed. Then the Vampires and their Zombies move up as well. Magic phase begins with them getting 6 power dice, and I do actually channel, so I've got 4. First thing he does is his Vampire channels, and he casts Invocation of Nehek, I believe it is, with his lower level wizard. He does the boosted version, so everything within 12 inches of it will heal a d6 plus his wizard level. I try and dispel it. Now I make a mistake here and I only roll 2 dice. I should have rolled more. I knew I should have rolled more. I failed to dispel it, which means I don't get my wizard level anymore. First thing, he heals 7 wounds to his skeleton, so they're basically back in action. He heals 6 wounds to his ghouls, so 6 more ghouls show up. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 all come in the back rank. And then in the front rank, the one that really matters, he heals another 4 graveyard. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4 come back. More guys that I had already killed, but he gets to bring them back, because that's what vampires do. And then for his wraiths there, they get to heal a wound as well. Now he does the Macabre, so he can reroll the hit with his ghouls, which goes off. And then he goes to cast Invocation once again on everybody nearby. Now this is with his higher level wizard, so he's d6 plus 4 wounds. So he heals 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that ghoul unit is right back to full, even though I had killed half of them. He then heals 8 in his graveyard unit, and so he gets to finish off that rank and then move back in and get yet another rank with his next rank in 9. So another 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And there they are, 7 and 8. And then his wraiths heal yet again, and he heals wounds off of his wizard with that ability. I try and get rid of Curse of Years, and I fail by 2, so no getting rid of that, so they all get hit again, and there's only 2 left now. The close combat begins. My Dryads go first, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. They do 2 wounds, so it kills 2 of the ghouls, but then he gets to attack back, and he's got tons of hits, wounding on 6s automatically. So he does 2 wounds, re-rolling to hit, 3 wounds, and then now he rolls 2 wound with his hits, which are wounding on, I believe, 5s. And I failed 2, and then I die. So that's the end of my Dryads. He gets to do a reform. And his ghouls, he just kind of turns to face the treemen, or the treekin rather. Close combat begins between the Vargulfs and the treekin. Vargulfs are going first. Tons of attacks, but he doesn't roll great for wounds, and I do make one of my armor saves, and I don't make my ward save, so I take 1 wound, and then I attack back. I have a decent number of hits, but pretty bad roll. Here we go, 3 wounds, and that kills one of the Vargulfs, and then I don't run away. Because he really needed to break me there, because he got that flank, that rear charge. I forgot to turn around, though, that I didn't realize that he would continue to get the flank bonus. I thought it was only on the turn that he charges. So, I had been doing that wrong. Now the close combat begins between my War Dancers and his spear guy, or his swordsman there. Killed one. His White King's now attacking my Tree Man, does no wounds. The Tree Man attacks, hits 4 times, wounding on 2s, squishes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're catching back up to where we were before, despite the fact that he brought most of them back to life. The Wraiths get to attack, or the Spirit Hosts, rather. They do a wound, and I fail my 4-up. So another War Dancer gets killed. And now he's attacking into my Tree Man with a large number of those guard. And here he goes, forced to wound. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I make 1 6-up and then 5-ups on 4 of these. And I make 3. So I take 1 wound and I'm down to 3 wounds now. So that went well. And now he gets to attack my War Dancers. Rolling to hit on 3s because he has that banner that's +1 to hit. So he gets 4 hits, wounding on 2s, does 4 wounds, and kills 2 of them. So... oh, 3 of them. There we go. So I'm just down to my leader. And I stomp for 1 again. And I kill 1 more. But I do lose combat. The Tree Man stays. And the War Dancer also stays. Stay tuned for part 3. See if I can try and turn this around. Get these guys to not come back. And 6 regens.